first one was Swing Shift. So we did that and we met there, we fell in love, and then we got together and we had a baby.
She had the kind of smile that could light up a whole block. Goldie Hawn, America's sweetheart, an Oscar winner, and the queen of feel-good movies, made the world laugh without even trying. But behind all that sunshine was a woman chasing something deeper, something real, something she could actually hold on to. She went through 2 marriages that fell apart, handled heartbreak like a warrior, and still walked through life with that same spark in her eyes. But now, at 79, Goldie is opening up in a way nobody ever expected, about one man, the only man she says ever truly understood her, the only one who made her feel something she couldn't shake. And no, it's not the person the world thought it would be. Let's dive into the personal world she kept tucked away and explore the love story that's been running in the background for decades. Born to shine, Goldie Hawn came into the world in Washington, D.C. Her mother, Laura, ran a jewelry shop and a dance school, while her father, Edward Hawn, was a musician and conductor with serious roots, German, English, and even descended from Edward Rutledge, the youngest man to sign the Declaration of Independence. Her mother came from a Jewish family who had moved from Hungary, giving Goldie a strong cultural mix right from the start. Goldie grew up in a Jewish home in Tacoma Park, Maryland, with her sister Patty. What the girls didn't know back then was that they once had a brother, Edward Jr., who sadly passed as a baby. Before Patty was born, Goldie found the stage early. She started dancing at only 3 years old, taking ballet and tap lessons and showing natural show-stealing talent. By age 10, she was performing in the Nutcracker with the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo, and that was just the warm-up. By 1964, she had already performed in Romeo and Juliet and was running her own ballet school. She had left college, where she was studying drama, to chase her dreams head-on. She broke into professional dancing in Can-Can at the Texas Pavilion of the New York World's Fair, and soon found herself working as a go-go dancer in clubs across New York and New Jersey. But Hollywood wasn't going to ignore someone like her. Her moment came fast. Goldie's big break hit in 1968 when she joined Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Her bubbly laugh, silly jokes, and bright, unforgettable smile turned her into a fan favorite overnight. She became the face everyone adored on TV. That same year, she landed a small role in the one and only genuine original Family Band, but it was Cactus Flower in 1969 that flipped her whole world around. She won an Academy Award and a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress, proof that she wasn't just funny, she was the real deal. She kept the wins coming with movies like There's a Girl in My Soup, Butterflies Are Free, The Sugarland Express, Shampoo, Foul Play, Seems Like Old Times, and Private Benjamin. Private Benjamin even got her a second Oscar nomination, this time for Best Actress. From Overboard to Death Becomes Her, The First Wives Club, and even The Christmas Chronicles, Goldie proved she had that rare magic that could make generations laugh together. But while her career looked picture perfect, her personal life had twists that didn't make it to the movie posters. Before the spotlight found her, Goldie had a few early romances. She once dated actor Mark Goddard and also a singer named Spiro Uras. But her first serious love story was with Gus Triconis, a dancer and actor known for West Side Story. Goldie met Gus in the late 1960s while they were performing, and she once said she wanted to marry him the moment they met. They tied the knot in Hawaii in May 1969 with all the dreamy excitement of 2 performers in love. But as Goldie's star shot higher, things started shifting. Gus was struggling to find steady work, and their paths were heading in totally different directions. Goldie was becoming a rising Hollywood favorite, and Gus felt himself drifting behind. Slowly, the distance between them grew until it couldn't be ignored. They separated in 1973, and Goldie didn't file for divorce until New Year's Eve 1975. By that point, she had already met someone new and had gotten engaged again. The divorce became final in June 1976, and just weeks later, Goldie walked down the aisle for a second time. Her second chance at love came with musician and actor Bill Hudson of the Hudson Brothers. They met in first class on a flight from New York to Los Angeles. Talk about fate working in style. Their connection was instant, fast, and intense. They got married on July 3rd, 1976, right in Goldie's hometown, stepping into what they hoped would be a fresh start. They welcomed 2 children, Oliver and Kate, who later became successful actors loved by millions. But even with a family that looked picture perfect from the outside, the marriage couldn't survive. And in 1980, Bill filed for divorce. He later admitted he had doubts from the very beginning. On their wedding day, Bill said he felt like the luckiest guy alive, but then Goldie leaned in and whispered, Are you sure we did the right thing? That question stayed stuck in his mind for years. Bill said he was ready for a committed family life, but he believed Goldie wanted something different. More freedom, less structure, and definitely not the traditional setup he imagined. After their split, things only got more complicated. Bill and Goldie clashed on almost everything, especially parenting. Bill claimed he felt pushed out of his kids' lives, like he was watching everything from the outside while wanting to be a real father. Over the years, both of Goldie's ex-husbands spoke up, and some of what they said wasn't gentle at all. Gus Traken said Goldie changed once fame hit her like a wave. He believed her rising success pulled her far away from their marriage, and he claimed she started hanging out with major stars like Barbra Streisand and Jack Nicholson, saying her whole vibe became wild and weird in ways he didn't recognize anymore. Bill Hudson also didn't hold back, sharing his version with sharp honesty. He said Goldie tried to show the world a clean, polished public image, but he described her as manipulative and selfish behind the scenes. He strongly disagreed with how she explained their relationship, saying he wanted a tight family unit while she didn't share that same dream. He completely denied her idea that they had an open marriage, insisting he never agreed to anything like that. Bill's biggest hurt came from feeling like he lost his children along the way. He was deeply wounded that he couldn't be the kind of dad he always pictured himself becoming. Those feelings stayed with him for years. Long after the signatures on the divorce papers dried, Goldie may have been Hollywood's bright light on screen, but privately, she carried heartbreak, disappointment, and emotional storms that didn't make the headlines. 2 marriages fell apart, and both ex-husbands held on to their bitterness long after everything was over. Yet even with all the stress and criticism, Goldie kept moving forward with her life. She raised her kids, built her foundation, and eventually opened her heart again to someone who changed everything. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell first met way back in 1966 while filming the one and only genuine original family band long before sparks were even possible. Goldie was 21 and Kurt was just 16, and despite the age gap, Goldie remembered her first impression clearly. "I thought he was adorable," she said in 2012. Still, nothing happened at the time because both of them refused to date other actors, so their meeting stayed a sweet but simple memory. Neither of them had a clue that 17 years later that memory would come back and turn their lives upside down. In 1983, they reunited during Kurt's audition for Swing Shift, and that moment flipped the whole story. Kurt had been out late the night before, feeling rough and nervous, and as soon as Goldie walked in, he accidentally blurted out, "Man, you got a great figure." It could have gone horribly wrong, but Goldie just smiled and said, "Why, thank you." That broke the tension instantly. Not long after, they went on their first date, and it was anything but normal. They started at the Playboy Club, dancing to swing music, enjoying the night like they had all the time in the world. Then they headed to a house Goldie had just bought, but since she didn't have the keys yet, the two of them had to break in. And yes, that was really her house. While exploring the empty rooms, they wandered into the bedroom she imagined for herself, and the moment turned real quick. But before things went any further, the police showed up thinking someone was actually breaking in. They left fast and finished their night at a hotel, and Kurt later said, "That was our first date. It was a lot of fun." From that wild night forward, things between them started moving fast and real. Once filming began on Swing Shift, they finally got the chance to spend more time together and let their connection grow. That's when the sparks really started flying. Goldie said Kurt was good-looking, sure, but what really caught her attention was his honesty. He had zero pretense. She shared, "I could tell right away he wasn't a womanizer." But what truly touched her heart was how he treated her kids. Goldie already had 2 children, Oliver and Kate, from her previous marriage to Bill Hudson. She would bring them to the set sometimes, and she watched closely how Kurt interacted with them. "What really got me was when I watched my kids," she said. "He was amazing with them. He had this natural way with them that went beyond romance. It became something bigger, something deeper. They weren't just dating, they were building a family." In 1986, 3 years after they started seeing each other, Goldie and Kurt welcomed their own child, Wyatt Russell. He joined the blended family, which already included Oliver, Kate, and Kurt's son Boston from a past marriage. They never felt the need to tie the knot, and in 2021, Goldie posted a birthday message to Kurt that said it all. "No, we never got married, but one thing that continues to grow is our love." She called him a wild one, brilliant, lovable, childlike, perfectly maddening, a supreme father, and deeply funny. Then she added, "I can't imagine my life without you at any age, Kurt Russell. You're the catch, and you're all mine." Their love wasn't just at home. They shared the screen too. One of their most beloved films, Overboard, came out in 1987. Goldie played a spoiled heiress who loses her memory, and Kurt's character tricks her into thinking they're married. The movie was funny, sweet, and packed with real-life chemistry. They even caught it on TV years later in 2020, and Goldie said with a grin, "It was so fabulous how we started." Their love spilled into Hollywood moments as well. In 1989, the couple walked out together to present at the Oscars. On stage, Goldie said, "We fit in completely with the theme because we're co-stars, we're compadres, we're companions, and we're a couple," Kurt shot back. "There's only one thing, we're not married." The crowd erupted in laughter and cheers. Goldie smiled and teased, "Is that a proposal?" He winked and said, "Listen, we'll talk about it later tonight," and she replied, "We will talk about that later." It was playful, charming, and real, just like their relationship. In 1996, they made another public appearance at the premiere of The First Wives Club. Goldie starred alongside Diane Keaton and Bette Midler, and Kurt was right there, proud and supportive. Their children were there too, making it a full family event. Over the years, Goldie and Kurt became grandparents to 7 children. Their love stayed strong, their bond unbreakable. They laughed together, worked together, and faced life side by side. And even without a wedding, they had something even more powerful. A true partnership welcoming a new generation into their lives. In 2003, Goldie shared a sweet thought in an interview. She said she wasn't in a rush, but she would love to be a grandmother. It would be so much fun. Not long after, her daughter Kate Hudson announced she was expecting her first child in the Hawn-Russell family. Kate was the first to become a parent on January 8, 2004. She and her then-husband Chris Robinson welcomed writer Russell Robinson. Kate was only 24 but knew exactly why she wanted to start a family young. She wanted her children to grow up with her parents around. She once said, "I want children early enough to really experience my parents young. I want my parents to be able to see my kids graduate from high school." And just like that, Goldie and Kurt became proud grandparents. It marked the start of a new chapter in their lives, but more unforgettable adventures were on the horizon. In 2006, the couple attended the premiere of Poseidon in Italy, still turning heads and living life together like a Hollywood love story that refuses to fade. This was Kurt's big movie at the time, and Goldie was right there by his side on the red carpet. He even stole a kiss for her in front of everyone. Fans loved seeing their real-life love shining through no matter where they went. Fast forward to 2016, Goldie turned 71 and celebrated in serious style. She had her birthday bash at Catch LA, one of Hollywood's hottest spots. She walked in smiling, holding a big gift from Kurt. But the night wasn't just about glitz and glam. There was a deeply personal surprise waiting for her at home too. Their daughter Kate shared it online, posting a photo of a fireplace Kurt had built in their new house. "My pa laid the stone for the fireplace in our new home," she wrote. "And if you look closely, he put a big heart representing Mama, and I'm gonna say him too, with 4 little hearts representing us kids." This little act spoke volumes about how love ran in their family, through actions, not just words. Goldie was glowing at the 2017 Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 premiere. Kurt had a big role in the film, and she was there, cheering him on. "I'm always proud of him," she said. Even though she hadn't seen the movie yet, just being there for Kurt meant everything. But the most emotional moment came a few weeks later on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In May 2017, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell both received stars. It was a massive day, celebrating not just their incredible work, but their bond too. Goldie later admitted, "It turned out to be a love fest. I didn't expect him to say those things. I had no idea he was going to be so beautiful." During his speech, Kurt looked at her and said something that melted everyone's hearts. "To you, I owe my wonderful life. Simply put, Goldie, I cherish you. All the stars in the sky are on the boulevard. Can't hold a candle to that." He ended with, "There's no one else I'd rather be next to for all of that than Goldie Hawn." The two kissed, side by side with their stars shining above them. It was one of those rare Hollywood moments that felt completely real. Later that month, Goldie explained why their love lasted so long. Love, gratitude, compassion, because sometimes every man or woman will drive their partner crazy. She said their connection wasn't just about fame, it was about the life they built together, one step at a time. Still going strong on and off screen, in 2018, Goldie and Kurt returned to the screen together. This time, they played Mr. and Mrs. Claus in the Christmas Chronicles on Netflix. It was their first film together since Overboard, and fans were thrilled to see them share the screen again. Goldie's role in the first movie was small but sweet, and their son Oliver appeared too, making it a full family affair. By the time Christmas Chronicles 2 came out in 2020, Goldie had a bigger role as Mrs. Claus, giving them both a chance to shine together again. Kurt later explained why they didn't make more films as a duo. "Goldie Hawn movies and movies that I'm in are pretty different things," he said. "It's not mandatory just because you live with someone, love someone, and enjoy working together that you should do 10 or 15 movies together." They were careful choosing projects, but whenever they worked together, it was always special. In October 2018, the family got another reason to celebrate. Kate gave birth to her daughter, Ronnie Rose. Goldie and Kurt now had more grandkids to love. Over time, they would welcome a total of 7 grandchildren. Goldie and Kurt often shared photos of their growing family on social media. Ryder, Bingham, Ronnie, Bodie, Wilder, Rio, and Buddy. Each child was cherished, and the love between Goldie and Kurt only grew stronger with time. In March 2019, they flew to Hawaii to celebrate Kurt's 68th birthday. Goldie posted a sweet video of them walking and laughing together. Even after decades together, they still had the playful energy of young lovers. Later that year, in December 2020, they opened up more about their life as a couple during an interview with People. Goldie said, "You've just got to want to be together. I don't think there's any other way than to do it." When asked why they never married, she answered honestly, "It's not about the marriage, it's about the people and the relationship and the will to stay together. If you want it, you can have it." She added, "You've got to give things up, but the joy and excitement of being together, of touching toes at night, is really a nice feeling." Their love wasn't just about romance, it was comfort, understanding, and the simple joy of being close. In January 2021, they welcomed a new family member, a puppy named Roy Hawn Russell. Goldie shared a picture of herself cuddling the dog. It was just another moment showing their warmth, humor, and the beautiful life they had built together. Valentine's Day holds special meaning for them. On February 14th, 2022, Goldie posted a tribute to Kurt, celebrating 39 years of love. Fans often wonder why they never got married, especially after 4 decades together in Hollywood. But Goldie and Kurt had their own reasons. In March 2023, Kurt told Variety, "When we first got together, people kept asking, 'When are you going to get married? Why aren't you married?'" He laughed, saying they both thought, "Why does anybody care about that?" They even asked their kids, and the kids didn't care either. That was enough for Goldie and Kurt. A few months later, in July 2023, Goldie shared more on CNN with Chris Wallace. She said divorce was one of the main reasons they never tied the knot. "It's always ugly," she said. "How many divorces don't cost money? How many divorces haven't hurt children?" She added something powerful about their bond. "I like the idea that I can wake up in the morning and make decisions every day if I want to be here." For her, choosing to stay was stronger than any legal document. Their commitment was about real love, ups and downs, not paperwork. In December 2023, the couple was seen in Aspen, Colorado, cozy and happy during a snowy vacation. They held hands, shared kisses, and enjoyed shopping in winter gear. But a few weeks later, Goldie opened up about something serious on Kelly Ripa's podcast. She described a terrifying experience. Their Los Angeles home had been broken into not once, but twice. Goldie remembered the first time clearly. "We went out to dinner and came back a couple hours later," she said. "I walked into my closet and just lost it." The burglars had broken in through the balcony, entered their bedroom, and smashed her closet door. "They completely knocked down my safe door," she explained. "They got a lot of my goodies, if you know what I mean." Goldie believed the intruders were highly skilled. She thought that would be the end of it, and the odds of it happening again seemed low. But just 4 months later, she heard a loud thump upstairs while home alone. At first, she thought it was something outside, but the next day they discovered someone had tried to break in again, this time while she was inside the house. Goldie admitted that experience shook her. After that, she and Kurt changed the way they lived, taking extra precautions to stay safe and protect their home. They brought in personal guards to protect their home, especially when Goldie was alone. "I'm never without a guard now," she shared. But eventually they made an even bigger move. They left their Malibu home and relocated to Palm Desert, about 2.5 hours inland. It was a huge change, especially since they had spent years living close to their children. Kate Hudson, their daughter, now lives in the childhood home where she and her siblings grew up. She told Howard Stern she was very codependent on Goldie and deeply attached to their family unit. "Our family is just nuts in the best way," Kate said. "Everyone is so different, but everyone wants to enjoy life. There's a life force in our family, and it's amazing." Even with all the chaos, the love in the Hawn-Russell household stayed strong. But one question keeps coming up. What made Kurt the one for Goldie? In April 2024, she shared a heartfelt story on SiriusXM's Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast. She told the exact moment she realized Kurt Russell was the man for her. It wasn't just his looks or charm, though yes, he was handsome and made her laugh. She said it clicked because he shared her devotion to children. Family was everything to Goldie, and seeing Kurt value the same thing made all the difference. She knew he wasn't just a partner, he was someone she could build a life with. Their family has grown over the years, Kate, Oliver, Wyatt, and their grandchildren. Love and energy always fill their home, but when it comes to their personal connection, Goldie says it matters as much as anything else. In September 2024, she spoke to E! News and didn't hold back. "You have to have good," she said. "Something that connects you and creates belonging. People with healthy relationships usually last a lot longer." She added with a laugh, "You have to be nice to each other sometimes." Goldie spoke openly about monogamy, especially in Hollywood. "You're in the prime of your life. You're attracted to other people potentially," she said, "but that doesn't mean you act on it." She explained that she and Kurt talk openly about these things. They agree it's normal to notice others, but what counts is how you handle those feelings. She said their relationship has elasticity. It bends but doesn't break. It stretches but stays strong. That openness, she believes, is one reason they've stayed together all these years. Still together, still in love. By 2025, Goldie and Kurt had been a couple for over 41 years, and they weren't slowing down. On March 2nd, 2025, they attended the Oscars together. It was a glamorous night, but their love was still simple and real. Goldie wore a bright yellow Dolce & Gabbana gown and looked stunning. Kurt stood proudly beside her in a classic black tuxedo. Smiling and holding hands, they enjoyed another moment in the spotlight. Goldie was one of the presenters, but the real story was the way they looked at each other. All these years later, the spark was still alive. When asked how he feels about their time together, Kurt gave a sweet, honest answer. "I just love the fact that we met and we are still doing it. We still like being together." They've faced ups and downs, raised kids, moved homes, survived Hollywood, and even endured break-ins. But nothing, even fear, could shake the bond they built. Maybe that's the real secret. No marriage, no tradition, just choosing each other every single day. So what's your favorite Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell moment? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you felt something real, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.